Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Chetna Sarang, the author of this book called Binary Brains. So, this is our entire team, which has given their best efforts along with Team Periwinkle. We have launched this new series, a thoughtfully crafted series. And first of all, thank you for choosing this series. I think I'm audible. I'm assuming I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
Yeah. So I think some of you attended the last few sessions and some of you had skipped the initial. This is going to be repetition of the first level one. The same topics will be repeating because we got to hear that some teachers were on vacations and they could not plan to attend or they did not get this information that there's going to be such a training for teachers. They received it late. And some people were not aware, and some people have been yet choosing their computer textbooks. So, considering all this, only this level one will be repetitive. Last month, 12th May onwards, 16th May, we had our first program, level one training. The same thing, we are repeating it this time. And we will be discussing all the similar topics. So that's how it goes. 5 days will be together, 2 hours, evening 6 to 8 p.m. It includes one Sunday, and then we'll finish it on Monday. So after that, every participant will receive a certificate of participation, which you can produce it to your school. And please note that for active
Sorry to
participation,
interrupt, ma'am.
yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Sorry
madam.
to interrupt, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Miss
We
Yamuna.
already attended the session. Is it necessary to join once again?
No, no, not required. If you already finished, it's not required now. In the month of July, we will have the level two where there will be new topics.
Okay, ma'am.
New
Thank you. Then
topics.
can I leave the meeting?
Yes, yes, please do. So if you have already attended the first level, you need not be here.
Yeah, already we have received the certificate also for that.
Yeah, yeah, fine. No, no issues.
Okay.
So absolutely no
Uh,
problem.
Ma'am, just
Okay.
excuse me. Means, ma'am, this level one consists of which standard? From which standard to which standard? I
So
means,
level one is the first two chapters of all the books, first to eighth grade.
okay, okay, fine.
First two
Thanks,
chapters
thanks.
of all the grades. Yeah.
Of
And
all the
level
grades.
two will
Okay,
be from third chapter onwards.
okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So anybody who has attended this first level, you are free to exit or you're free to leave because we are not binding you. And please note that this is not mandatory for any of you. It's by your choice if you want some assistance, if you want to understand more, if you want to learn, explore, and do more to yourself and your students, you're welcomed. You will be rewarded, you will be recognized for your performance, given participation certificates and also best performing certificates. In case your schedule does not permit or you're confident of handling this on your own, then there is no compulsion, absolutely. So there is no negative remarks or negative consequences for not attending. It's solely to benefit you people, not to trouble any one of you. So let me just clarify this. Yeah, it may be coming as compulsory to you by your school, but not from us. This is just purely your interest basis. Okay, please note that. Yeah. And I insist all of you to ask any kind of questions that you may have, any kind. Last 15-20 minutes, we will keep it open for question answers. Please ask it right away because, see, there are hundreds of teachers, and if I keep getting messages differently, it will be difficult for me to reply everybody on WhatsApp on a personal window. So here, if you put forth your questions, it will be easy for all of us. I mean, if the repetitive questions can be avoided. I'll be able to explain it. I won't be able to explain through the WhatsApp messages, but here maybe I can explain why we are doing what we are doing, why this could be given, why this cannot be accommodated. All that can be explained neatly. So I insist you to please open up and feel comfortable to speak out, and if you have any suggestions, inputs, we are more than happy to welcome all of these. So feel free. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. I am Chetna Sarang, the formerly acclaimed author of this book. The planning, the architecture, the theme, and whatever concepts have to be delivered at the age, curriculum design is all planned by me. And of course, I have a team who have helped in creating, curating the content. So we launched this series in this February, in this month of February 2025. And thanks again, once again, all of you for trusting and liking this book for whatever reasons that you have chosen. So I would still want to showcase the book features, highlights. I'm sure the school is started and you must have already covered one chapter or anything. I don't know. But yeah, I'll just handhold and share it. And while I would like to share my screen talking about today's topic. I'm unable to share my screen. I need to request. Yeah, sure. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a previously done session. So ignore this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is this was done previously. I'm yet to edit it. So let me tell you, the first day we will be covering these basic concepts, introduction to machines, all about computers, something. These are the first two chapters of first standard, and then we have first two chapters of second grade, more about computers, smartphones, pocket computers. So based on these topics, also you can choose which ones you really want to attend, which will benefit you, and which ones you can just manage on your own. But trust me, these are not intended to give only what is there in the book. There are a lot of other things that we will discuss because as teachers, I feel that teachers should go confidently and stand there in front of students. This can happen only when you know a lot more than what is there in the chapter or in the book. So that is what we attempt here. So these training sessions won't be like you teach your students. It will be more of empowering you and talking about what is happening in the world. There will be a lot of extra things that you will pick up from these trainings so that you will sound more valuable than the book itself. Students will be excited to hear something more from you. So that's the whole agenda. So please do not expect line by line explanation or anything. Major things we will cover, but not as a teacher teaches the students. These trainings will be different. Yeah. So Tuesday we'll be covering surfing internet, understanding emails, operating systems, introduction to Windows. And as we go to higher grades, we cannot cover two chapters of two books. It will reduce because the complexity and the intensity will rise. And yeah, some topics like Microsoft PowerPoint, which you have been learning, and such as these, all about computers, basics, we will try to cover a lot of other things than the actual things here because there is no point in spending a lot of time on basic things which are already used. Okay, so on last day, on Monday, here it will be Monday, not Friday. On 16th, we will give you an opportunity to express, to talk, and there will be recognitions. We'll be awarding the best performers, and participation certificate will be shared the next day once you fill in the form. So this is how it is structured. And 60 minutes for 1 hour, there will be theory or demo. And 30 minutes going ahead, there will be hands-on practice because this level one is mostly theoretical, conceptual. Because without understanding concepts, students cannot jump into theory. So a little bit of orientation. The level one session, teachers training is largely theory and interactions, or it could be rather exploring, going on internet yourself. I'll make you do some things, browsing and checking something. So that will, going ahead, there will be a lot of hands-on practice where you may have to join the sessions through your laptops only as we go to level 2 and 3, so on. So there will be 4 levels of trainings wherein we cover all the chapters of all the books, layer wise. It will be spread across the year. Yeah, and 30 minutes to 15 minutes to 20 minutes we will allocate for question and answer. So anybody who takes part in all the activities, who is active, either you could be responding through chat or through by unmuting yourself, you're all being considered for the best performing teachers. So there will also be a certificate of this kind. We had 5 people last time who did really well. Sharing this template with you. Yeah. These are the certificates which you will be getting, e-certificates of excellence. Joint branding from Dattamsh and Periwinkle. Yeah. So this will be for best performing people, and a similar but slightly different one for the participation. So there were 5 best performing people last time. We don't mind giving more. So keep interacting and presenting your views. Thank you. So with this, let's get on to today's schedule. I'll also be talking about the deliverables. I have shared this in the group. We'll be sharing certain things with you. I'll talk about it in the end. Yeah. So we are beginning the session formally now. First of all, to talk about our books, every book is divided into these 5 segments. Computer literacy. I request all of you to mute yourself. I think by mistake, if somebody has unmuted yourself, I insist you to check and mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So there are 5 segments for this series of books. The first segment is computer literacy. Every book, it is maintained the same. So computer literacy, it largely covers the concepts, theoretical concepts. And then digital skills will cover a lot of tools, which will also cover Microsoft Office suite like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and how to have an email account. So such skills are covered in digital skills. And the third segment is computational thinking, where we try to build the logical mind of the students, where they will be driven into coding and other things going ahead. And artificial intelligence, which is the need of the hour now. We are into artificial intelligence revolution, and it's inevitable. Why it is inevitable, we'll discover going ahead. So AI is introduced in an age appropriate manner. So very beautifully induced, neatly induced from first grade onwards to 8th grade. This segment talks about AI in different capacities. And finally, sustainable development goals. You might have already heard about this. What are these? These are global goals set by United Nations in mutual agreement with around 90 countries. where they have common goals like how to eradicate poverty, food, the problem of food, gender disparity, equal opportunities for every gender, and a lot of such things, water, saving water. So these are global goals where every nation in its own way is trying to contribute. So what the concept of this is here in this book is that students are not supposed to just equip themselves with digital skills and coding or AI, be aware of them. When they build something or when they participate in the society, they should be able to contribute to the society and something for good. When they learn all of this, they should be able to contribute on these global goals. So that's the reason we have found it suitable to be accommodated in the computer books. There are some small projects as well. One SDG goal in each book, at the end of each book, we have given that. So this is largely the theme of our book. So then, before we move to the next one, I would want to show the actual book itself, further how this theme is divided. Yeah, I'm just taking second standard book. We are from a company called Dattamsh. We have collaborated with Periwinkle team. Dattamsh is a Sanskrit word for data. We are known for training corporates, undergraduates, postgraduates, and also school students since 2019 on AI and machine learning technologies. So we have launched our book last year, our own book last year, and based on that, we happen to collaborate with the Periwinkle team. In collaboration, we have launched a new series, Binary Brains. So along with book, we are also giving e-modules, gamified learning, and many other things, which I'll share in the end of the session. So every chapter, there is a theme for how the chapters flow, lessons are designed. You see, every chapter starts with thought-provoking questions. I strongly believe that the students currently are assessed only based on their ability to answer. However, our Indian system, Gurukul system, if we have, if you are aware, before the British era, Gurukul system was largely based on having conversations and tweaking intellectual abilities from the students, which can happen only through their ability to question. So through this book, we encourage students to question and think, critical thinking skills. They are also very important to understand the ability of the student, to check how well aligned the student is about the subject. So all this matters. So to enhance that or to align with that, every chapter starts with thought-provoking questions. We make them think. So when they see the questions first, then you can ask these questions to the students as soon as you begin the chapter and wait for some time for them to answer. So there are no right or wrong answers here. It's just an ice-breaking session for them to wear the thinking hats further, and they will be with you throughout the chapter when you take them in confidence by asking these questions. So in which places have you seen computer being used? For first standard, it's very appropriate. They will be very happy to say this, answer these. And how does computer listen and talk? So after these questions, we make them think. You can also ask them, do you have any more questions about computers? So that's a way to make the class interesting. So then we'll start where the computers are used, and there are theoretical concepts flowing. Then the chapters will cover a lot of interesting activities. So in our teacher's manual, we will provide a suggestive way to conduct these activities in the classroom. However, it doesn't dictate that it is the only way to do it. For teachers who become clueless, or if they are engaged in too many other things, they don't have time to organize this activity in their own way, then we have some suggestive way to do it. It doesn't mean you should strictly stick to that. And in these activities, encourage students to make mistakes and learn through it. So the activities will evolve as they move to higher grades. They will become a little challenging. Yeah. So there are activities spread throughout the book. You can see there is another activity here. We will talk about these. Both the books, first two chapters, will discuss further. Currently, I'm just showing these and talking about the theme of the book and why we have done what we have done, so that it meets the objective of both of us. We as creators, you as teachers, should be in synchronization to deliver the things right to the students. There are multiple activities. Once the activities are over, we have something called caselet. After every chapter, there is a caselet. It's a small story built around, because in my experience, I have been an assistant professor. I was an assistant professor for 6 years in an engineering college for the Department of Electronics and Communication. Then I started out my own venture in 2019 with corporate trainings on AI machine learning. And the journey began there. I have taught almost every segment, uh, faculty development programs, students, and everywhere. So through that experience, what I have learned is that although the facts and technologies look more useful and stronger, the only way to remember anything is through stories. So people forget facts but remember stories. This is an innate nature of human beings. So what we have done is, at the end of every chapter, we have built a caselet which is basically a fictional story. It is not a real story, a fictional story which is made up to summarize and holistically deliver the concept which are there in the chapter to the students, so that they remember what they learned in the end. So that's the concept. You will find them after every chapter. And some interesting facts are also given, points to remember. There's something called workstation, fill in the blanks, and the answer keys of these will be given in the teacher's manual again. So activities in the workstation, they have all of these to practice and answer, match the following. And from first grade does not have any project. From second grade onwards, there are mini projects. Again, these are suggestive. We give guidelines in the teacher's manual as how to conduct them. If you think beyond this, or you can conduct the activities or projects a little different than what is suggested, feel free to do so. So from fifth standard onwards, after mini projects and workstation, we have something called case study. Case study is a real life scenario or incident that has happened associated with the chapter that we are discussing. So suppose we are discussing cyber security and threats in one of the chapters in higher grades. Then at the end of the chapter, after workstation, along with caselet is fictional story. Along with caselet, there is something called case study, which is a real life thing. Say like Aadhaar card data breach. In 2018, Aadhaar card data was all leaked, and all of our personal information was sold just for 50 rupees or 500 rupees. I don't remember. I need to check. So it was sold. Data was being sold, and there was a lot of data breach. Such things we give them case study at end of each chapter from fifth standard, because the maturity levels will be better from that age. So we have induced them into very interesting case studies, which can actually make the students wait for the computer classes. So that's how we have designed. This is the overall. Again, the second chapter starts with thought-provoking questions, theory, and so on. Okay, we will discuss these chapters in detail later. I will talk about today's. Yeah, so that talks about the segment of our books and the theme of our books. So let us get out of the book and learn something more and come back to the book. Okay. So here I am depicting different revolutions that have happened so far. It was initially, to begin with, it was the discovery of fire. So Homo sapien, he discovered the fire. That was a revolution. And then earlier, people never settled in one place. They were wanderers. They kept roaming around. There was no concept of home. They just went in search of food anywhere and they finished their life anywhere. They ended their life anywhere. So there was no concept of home. And then comes something called agriculture, meaning cultivating. Humans started to cultivate their own crop. It's then humans started to stay in one place because they had to wait for the crop to yield. So that's when people started staying together in groups. That's when this concept of community started to grow, and people started to live in communities. They, for safety and other things, they started rearing some pet animals as well. So that's the way people started to live. And when they start growing their own crops, they had a lot of time to sit and they explore things. And there is also a fact that the most constructive thing in the world has happened, or even the most destructive thing in the world has happened only because people came together. So as individual person, one cannot do a lot. Big things happen only when people come together and people believe in a story. They continue to build on that idea, story or idea. When idea is just an idea, it's still a story. So when people start believing in an idea and working on that, a community is built and something substantial is done, either in both ways, destructive and constructive ways. So when they got into the group, they invented wheel, which was another revolution. Invention of wheel did actually empower Homo sapiens at a higher level. And then after that, it was print media, the printing machine, the discovery of printing machine, meaning people could not travel everywhere. They thought, why not share the information? Let the information travel so there is stronger community, there is more connect with the people. So print media, printing machine was another revolution. And then through British era, we started witnessing this industrial revolution in India, but in the world it has started. Industries were there. We are talking in general about the world now. So industrial revolution took place where people came together and some people chose agriculture, some people chose to work for industries. So people started splitting up in two groups. Okay. After this, there was people thought there is need to connect with people on call because print media was not just enough to convey everything. They wanted to actually talk because changing in information, exchange of information, dynamic information was achievable only through calls. Print, if it is printed once and to change it, you have to reprint. So they thought that this was another breakthrough. Telephone was another breakthrough. Can somebody tell me what is after this? What happened after telephone? What was the next big invention which led to a revolution or breakthrough? You can be wrong, you can be right. Just give it a guess. What happened? What was the next invention? You can also type in the chat window. Yeah,
Inter-
somebody said.
One revolution was like that
Mhm.
it is on a telephone and it became as on a mobile phone. It was connected to a wire, then it got changed to
Mhm.
the mobile phone so that the information will be moved
Mhm.
fast.
Okay. Can you name the timeline if you can just think from wired phones to mobile phone? Was there anything, was there something more? in between that.
Internet.
Yeah, internet, yes, but where would internet be? There were no smartphones.
Computer.
Right, exactly. So Ms. Rajeshri has replied wireless communication. Yes, so all your answers are welcome. So the next revolution is undoubtedly computer revolution. So this machine, which did a lot of wonders, computers were invented. That was a big breakthrough. And initially, when the computers were invented, people believed that it's only for scientists or some people who could write some black and white code on that, nothing much. So, but now if you see, like somebody rightly said, it has gone to an extent of becoming pocket computer, which are smartphones. Phones are nothing but a form of computer, which even a vegetable vendor is able to use effectively. So that's the evolution of the revolution that has that computers have seen. But in 1960s, computers were discovered, computers were invented, and people started using them. Somebody who owned a computer looked like a scientist or a geek or some very desirable technical human, so that's the next thing. And then when there were computers, people thought that having one computer could do only so much. Why don't we connect computers across the globe? Whoever is owning computers, say there are 5 computers inside the room, let me connect them. Or maybe there are not 5 computers, one computer here and one computer in some other part of this country. I want to connect and communicate. That's where there was internet, connecting different computers, connecting people through their computers. So that's the big breakthrough of internet that happened on the computers. And today we evidently stand in AI revolution. Okay, so where there is computer, there is internet, AI is built on using all of these. So we are a big time. We are already into this AI in our own whatever way we can understand. We are in there either as users, most of us as users, most of them seeing it as an opportunity, and most of them seeing it as a threat, and most of them are clueless of what exactly is happening or just observant. So on all these forms, trust me, this happened with every generation. It happened with computers, it happened with internet, it happened with telephone. Everywhere people were just wondering where is it going. Yeah, but the thing is, the AI revolution has witnessed the lightning speed of evolution. The computers evolved slowly, internet evolved slowly, but the way every year AI is encroaching or AI is doing whatever good or bad it is meant to do is very fast. In the blink of an eye, things change. So, me as an AI trainer, wherever I visit corporates to train, I tell them whatever I say today, they are applicable, and I take responsibility of it being true only today. I don't know what will be tomorrow. That is the pace in which it is evolving everywhere. There are AI wars that are happening, meaning there are bigger giants like OpenAI who released ChatGPT, and then Google wants to compete. It released Gemini, and they gave some features for free, and these people wanted to make their name. They gave some other features free. A lot of competition at a global with the global players. We can see recently the Ghibli art, the trend. What use do you think it was of? Uh, it released a lot of carbon footprint, a lot of pollution, or a lot of power consumption, which was undesirable. What did we get by cartoonizing ourselves, leading to a footprint of carbon in the world? So disrupting environment, all of these, but these are all driven only by the bigger giants like OpenAI, who released ChatGPT. They wanted to be in the talks globally, so they just release something. So this is all happening currently. We are just the users. What we can do is we can become a more sensible users. We should see by and large what is happening with all of these inventions. what is really helpful and what is just making us the victims to contribute to something which we are not even aware of. How many of you, while getting a Ghibli art done, were aware that it is very hazardous to the environment because it consumes a lot of power, 100 times more power than what regular internet or whatever can ChatGPT can use. So what is the point in cartoonizing ourselves by leaving such a carbon footprint in the world? We did that because we didn't know, we weren't aware. So all this matters. We become victims of the global competition that is happening. What is really useful, what is really not useful, all that will be discovered as this AI revolution matures. So currently a lot of hype. There are also significant contributions, but people have to be really aware of what is exactly happening. And yeah. So okay. Can somebody tell me, in all of these revolutions, there is something common? What is that? Common, rather, if you see a pattern there. You see a pattern. You see something. What can you observe here? And can you tell me something which is common in all of these revolutions?
Thinking, trying. They
Sorry?
all are thinking,
Okay.
thinking level.
Higher level, higher order thinking,
Yes,
thinking
yes.
further, thinking beyond. Yeah, good. Interesting. Accepted. People think higher and higher, they are never happy, they don't settle. What more? Thank you, Ms. Harsha. Yeah, one thing with, yeah.
Sorry, computer is a common thing there.
Computer is a common thing in all the revolutions?
Not that. Uh,
Not really.
no.
It's only the recent ones with
Yes, ma'am.
internet, AI, and computer, but not before that.
People wants the changes, ma'am. They are not okay with the constant.
Right. That is what it's another way to say that people, humans are never okay with something. They want to build further, aspiring for higher. That's the human nature. Yeah, that is again the same thing, put it in a different way. A nice interpretation. Thank you, Ms. Nusrat. So what I think here is, this is my perception. Anything that comes in the name of revolution is going to stay forever. It may evolve, it will change, but it's going to stay. Fire, we still need it. Maybe the forms of fire or the power has changed. Fire still, it is used, it's not gone. Agriculture, yes, evidently that's the most you know basic life giving business or occupation. And wheels, yet we need them, we use. Printing, it has gone to different digital media and everything, but still it evolved from there. Industries, they still exist. So most of them, they want their kids to go and join jobs. They don't want them to be doing agriculture. They don't want to be inventing something. All they want their kids is to go and get some handsome job, work for an industry and get settled. So telephones, they do exist. The forms have changed, wire to wireless, as somebody rightly said. So, but they continue to exist. Computers, yes, they have evolved. Tablets, smartphones, they have changed, but they exist. Internet, yes. And what I mean to say here is AI is going to stay forever, whether you want it or not. We cannot just sit back, relax, and say something is happening, it will end or it may will be obsolete. I'll just observe and I'll not break my head through it. It's not going to happen because anybody who is late is outdated. The earlier you adapt, the earlier, at least awareness, we should have awareness of what is happening and what is right. We will be opportunists to get the best out of that initial stages of revolution. So we'll be valued a lot. I understand that there will be, yeah, somebody had something to contribute to this discussion. I think somebody's phone is buzzing. Please mute yourself. Yeah. All right. So what I mean to say is every revolution will come with certain disruptions, meaning it will make existing things obsolete. People will panic because they are in a comfort zone of living with them. They don't want to learn, they don't want to upskill, they don't want to adapt, but there is no way. There is no way you can ignore that. Either today or after some days, one has to adapt and learn. If we adapt early, if we learn early, then we will go a lot farther in the journey and we will attract many opportunities than the ones who come late. Remember, my father was a government official. He retired, he got retired 3 years back, but when he was his office, in his office, government office, there was one computer where the computer operator was seen as God. And after some years, they made a rule that everybody should start learning computers, how to work on computers, because this traditional filing system is going to fade away. Slowly, we will adapt to this computers only. Everybody should know to operate. People resisted that, no, it's not good. And the same resistance that we have for AI today was there for computers. Big time. There was big time resistance. People were not accepting, and finally, the government ordered that anybody who doesn't know to work on computers, they will not be promoted. And then they said, forget about, after some years, they waited for some years, forget about promotion, they will not be, retained in the office. They will be eliminated. They will be made to exit. It's then people started learning in their own ways. So whoever learned it earlier, they went on to have top positions, superior treatment, lot of opportunities. That is true with every revolution. So what we have to do is 2010 is when AI revolution started. I started to learn it in 2017 about AI machine learning technologies. Those days when I was training, the trainings could not be for 5 days or 6 days. It had to be for 6 months because there was nothing that general users could learn. They had to learn Python first because we need a programming language to build something in AI, and machine learning concepts we had to learn. So those days, any student who enrolled under me would be with me for 6 months, whether it's a corporate manager or undergraduate student, they had to be with me for 6 months. Otherwise, I could not give any value to them. Nothing can happen. But these days, we give a lot of corporate trainings on how to use AI tools itself to improve their productivity in the office. So it has changed so much. I literally used to struggle a lot to run the classes because not many buyers, not many people interested in coding. How would I sustain? And each one, by the time they join and they leave 6 months with whatever fees they pay, I had to survive with that. So it has evolved very fast. Now there are so many people picking up AI tools, working on ChatGPT. There are many other tools. There are tools for marketing. There are tools for research, PhD work. There are tools for creativity. There are tools for editing, voiceover, whatever you call it. There are generative AI tools available for anything that we want. So that's it's very fast. I mean to say. So 2017, nobody knew. It's only after lockdown when bigger giants started publishing their courses for free, marketing, the awareness suddenly uh, raised, and many people started accepting this, and government also made it mandatory for many schools that they learn adult tinkering labs, and they started promoting AI because on a global map we have to be competent. So India is a country which has its edge due to the youth, a lot of youth uh, in India. So young talent, so they need to learn all these to compete on par with global maps. So China is supreme. I mean, they are very. It's because of their government, or it's their system. It's the way they rule their citizens, good or bad. But they are very aggressive in development with the rules laid by their government. They have no choice. If they choose one thing for their life, in the first, they are not supposed to change. They have to be doing it, giving their 100% all their life. They have any less scope to change their careers anytime. And so they are so strict, and that makes them get the best in whatever they choose, and they choose wisely. So China is trying to dominate other countries, while the strength of India is youth. So the better the youth are trained holistically, it's not that they are trained to be good and then exported to other countries, settle there, and India will remain with only few people. So that is also an alarming condition. So let them go out, explore, but come back to India and contribute to India. This is a message that I give whichever schools I am called for to speak, because India's power is youth. And you teachers contributing to youth is a big contribution to nation. You may be recognized, you may not be recognized externally, but we should all know that anybody who is contributing to the development of youth, you play a large role in retaining the glory of our country. Okay, I have another interesting question to you. We understand that learning is important for both students and teachers, lifelong learning. These days in classrooms, because students are learning parallelly, I have been a teacher myself. I mean, I'm an assistant professor in an engineering college. I know academics. Teachers are made to do all the other things. Teaching comes in the end, although you're hired or paid for teaching. I'm sure you agree. You are event managers, you are marketing managers, you are psychologists to counsel your students, you are parents for many of your students. And besides that, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father of someone, your brother, sister. So many roles. In the school itself, you work like a CEO because you're managing so many departments. Then teaching comes in the end, because after attending meeting, after attending the student's issue, after finishing an event, after inviting a chief guest, you enter the class and there is hardly any time, and you are expected to give the best in the class because there are 100 eyes looking at you to learn something. You really want to give them the best, but where is the time? This is something which I totally empathize. That's the whole reason I thought I should do something in my own way in teaching path. I never hated teaching. I love teaching, and this is the only thing which I'll continue to do, but I will evolve. Like the revolutions, like they evolve from wired to wireless. So the concept of calling and telephone will not change, but it's only evolved. So I didn't stop being a teacher, but I evolved. From a teacher in an organization, I started my own unit. Now we are in a tech company, and I became an author trying to reach and teach people in different ways. If the ways are not suitable to me, I will change the ways. But if I am a passionate teacher, I will continue to teach, and I will just keep changing its aesthetics, evolve it, and derive more weightage onto it. So that's how I plan my path. So I never regret teaching because I love teaching. So it's not the institutional setup, it's not the money that should weigh us down. We just have to craft our path smartly to make money or make more out of what we love to do. So if somebody is not interested in teaching, Not everybody are meant to teach. So if you have joined teaching out of compulsion, then nobody can hold you. One day or the other, you will exit and you will find something else. But somebody who is meant to teach, who has chosen this with all their heart and thoroughly enjoying, nobody can take away the teacher out of them all their life. So the only thing is, we may be worrying about the salary. The salary meaning we see salary as the only source of income. In that case, try to find the alternate source of income, but don't give up on teaching. It's not teaching that is killing us, it is the salary. Those two are different things. So try to explore the passive ways, alternate source, passive income opportunities, but don't quit teaching if you're enjoying it, because that's not how it goes. Profession should give us inspiration. We should be thoroughly enjoying it. If it is not giving, the structure is not giving enough money, then we should find alternate sources of income passively, explore the opportunities. Jumping from one field to another, we will be beginners in every place. Our life will be gone. We will question what we did we do. So that's something we shouldn't plan, is what I said. So I definitely was not comfortable because this NBA, NAC, accreditation, so much of clerical task we assistant professors or were made to do. I realized, what am I doing here? I exited, but I was sure I will stick on to teaching. How and what more? Yes, it has not a lot of money than what corporates can give. Then what should I do? I explored a lot of paths. Passive income. I went into investment, stock market, and so many other things I explored, that today with all my heart I teach, but I don't do teaching for only for money. Therefore, I have built up many streams for money. But this is what, as a professional, I would like to. What do you do? I would happily say I train people, I teach people, and I enjoy that. Yeah. So this was just out of empathy. I understand that many of you may be sailing through this journey. So this is beyond the book, beyond this presentation. I just thought of sharing few things with you. Yeah. So how do we learn and upskill? Now I have a question to you. Observe this pattern. Suppose you want to upskill. You're a computer teacher. You want to upskill your skills in that. You want to be the best computer teacher. Or you want to you don't know. As you keep learning, you will not know how beautifully you will evolve. You will be called something else. But you will be still doing that. So there are two paths, path 1 and path 2. Both are different learning paths. Now I want you to type in the chat window if you choose path 1 or 2, right? Just write 1, 2, whichever is your learning path. And I would want somebody to answer, why did you choose that one? There is no right or wrong. You can feel free to explain. Which one is better, path 1 or path 2, according to you? You can put it in the chat window as well. Ms. Rekha says path 1, easy learning, 1. Kirti says path 2. Mr. Ajay says 1. Ms. Geeta says 1. Path 1 or path 2? Path 1, a lot of them are saying path 1. Path 1. Ms. Rajashri says 1. Ms. Shilpa says path 2. Okay. Ms. Shilpa and Ms. Kirti, I want you to unmute, and also Ms. Harsha. Tell me why did you choose path 2 when so many are saying 1? What makes you choose path 2?
Maybe learning or working, we are not able to do at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Okay.
have to go one by one, step by step.
No. The question is, if you want to learn something, say you are a computer teacher, you want to be the best computer teacher, you have to keep learning. So what kind of path will you choose to learn further in your field?
Part 2 only, ma'am.
Path 2. Okay. So somehow this thing convinces you, path 2. Yeah, Miss Kirti, can I hear from you? Why did you choose path 2?
I think it is different for me because of it is difficult way interact to students. Then it's not a easy way to communicate. But step by step uh, we I mean to say different difficult हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं मैम?
या बात कीजिएगा जरूर.
अगर हम जब डिफिकल्ट कुछ सीखते हैं तो इजीली पार कवर कर पाते हैं.
अच्छा. तो आपका कहने का ये मतलब मैं समझूं कि जो भी चीज पहले डिफिकल्ट लगता है उसको हम सुलझाते जाएंगे तो वो बहुत सारा हम सीख लेते हैं. Right? Is it something like that? Yeah. So there are, thank you so much for participating. Anybody has any answer for this? Why path 1? Can somebody unmute and answer? Why path 1? It's obvious. Yeah.
Actually, I choose path 2
Yeah, please
because
tell me.
we have to deal with complications always. Always we should not choose the easy path. If we deal with the complications, then we'll learn more and we can teach more to the students also.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
Interesting.
I choose path 2.
Yeah. Right. Accepted. I mean, everything is accepted. Everybody is a perception. So I want somebody now who chose path 1 to unmute yourself and explain, justify. Why path 1?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. We have to learn the new things, but we should not forget the old. Learning
Right.
is like useful. We should not go with the flow now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my point of view.
Right. Okay.
We have to
Interesting.
update ourselves, but we should not forget the previous concept, earlier concept. We should involve.
We should build on the same basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Right. So all the answers accepted. The way I see is one is a linear path, one after the other in the same line. The other one is in a different dimension, different aspects. What is happening here is you are going straight, ups and downs will be there, but you're going straight, you're not looking left or right. So you can see the area you're growing taller, you're reaching places, but you are unable to see a lot on your left and right. This is just your space. The area that you're covering is very less, but you're just growing. You're growing linear. This is called linear, straight way, straight path to learn. Here, if you see, it looks difficult. It looks like you're not going anywhere. It's not useful. It looks like you're wasting time. But the area that you are covering, you're also raising slowly from this point to this point. If you see, you have already come up. But it looks like it's roundabout, wasteful, not connected. Okay, so what I meant to say is both learning paths should be embraced because they have their own pros and cons. I call this path as linear. I call this path 1 as linear, which is straight and simple, which is focused, but the exposure is less. It's only too much focused and we're not seeing left and right anything. We don't have a holistic approach in this. Path 2 is non-linear learning, where looks like you're slogging, you're बहुत धीरे से जा रहा है, कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, लेकिन देखते देखते आप ऊपर चले जाओगे, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. So this is another way. So this is non-linear path of learning. Both are important when you're doing it for compulsion, when you're doing it for submission or something. we just quickly do to the point and finish. But when we have time, when we can stretch ourselves to do more something with our lives, to do more something with our workplace, then exploring different dimensions, getting comfortable with abstractness. Abstractness, when I say, is some difficult concepts, which looks very hazy, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, कि कभी कभी लगता है कि ये क्यों पढ़ूं मैं. So such things you should still stick on to them, and once you be with it very beautifully, you will have discovered 10 more things which you would not do in a linear fashion. And trust me, any teacher who has even a little adapted to this path too, students will love them because they are mystery to students. Students, when they sit for your class, they wait in excitement when the teacher enters, what she will tell us, what she will teach us. That excitement is very important. Today, I'm a teacher, I could be a trainer, or whatever fancy names I can give, I can be a tech owner, whatever. The core is teaching. If I love teaching, it's because of my school teacher. Those days, I passed out in my 10th standard in the year 2004. I finished my 10th in 2004, not an era of internet or a lot of computers. We did have a computer lab, a small computer lab, which visiting it would be like visiting moon. Very occasionally we would be allowed. But those were the times, no screen or any projector, no colorful things. Everything had to be done on the blackboard and papers. There were many teachers who walked into the class for the different subjects. Their path was very straight. Yes, we did learn from them. We got a lot of benefited by their straight path. I don't deny that they did add value. But I remember a teacher who actually was like this, who taught us like this. Meaning she would just come and stand there. All of us would be excited to hear what would come out of her. If the class was of 45 minutes, 20 minutes she silently spent on drawing some things on the board. We used to chatter, we used to just chit chat, spend time. She never said, keep quiet, close your, shut your mouth, nothing. Because she is engaged in doing. What else are the students supposed to do? Let them interact. So she never obstructed us. But once she turned her face from the board towards us, all of were dead silence. I mean, she didn't demand silence, but we were all, because we know something fascinating is going to come out from her. And then she used to explain a lot of things. She had subscribed to a library in that small place, which was difficult. She visited that library and collected a lot of other things with respect to the subject. She was a science teacher. It was, for most teachers, it was easy for to be a science teacher because the concepts were already there in the book, would teach and enjoy. She was the one who went far beyond that particular textbook, went to places, library, searched, made points, drew them on the board and told a lot of things. So that teacher touched my chord. And that's how today, if I'm a trainer or whatever I'm doing in this path of teaching, is I owe it to her, because she was a non-linear learner and non-linear teacher. I would never forget her. So what I insist you all is, linear learning is definitely easy, good. I don't deny, I don't say it is bad, but if you want to have an impact on students, we should have this non-linear path, because in the nature, everything is non-linear, meaning you cannot predict ऐसे ही जाएगा, ऐसे ही आएगा. It's all just confusing, hazy, and it will slowly unfold to set the meanings out. So we should get comfortable. We should get comfortable with discomfort. So this is how I show. Now, how to have this non-linear learning resources. Where do I get them from? Like, abhi maine example diya about my teacher. It was no internet, nothing, but she subscribed herself to some library. She didn't know to ride a vehicle. She had to walk. She had to go ask lift from some people, beg her husband or ask her husband to drop her. She did so much. Although she was paid same as a teacher who just taught what was there in the textbook. But she today on Facebook, thanks to social media, we are connected with all our teachers from those days. She is the teacher who is most celebrated. The moment she posts something, hundreds of students say, and she was favorite of everyone because she didn't have favoritism. So she had a different flavor. Recently, I think it was my dream to honor her. She is living in Hyderabad now. 2 years back, our company held a very big educators conclave, which we hosted in one of the five-star hotels. Our company did that. The whole agenda was around teachers' life. I called her and felicitated her. I told how different she was. So she was going through an operation surgery. She was doubtful of coming. I requested, you stand as an example for a greatest teachers that I've come across, and I want to felicitate you in front of hundreds of teachers, which you deserve. So that's where I got her. I felicitated her, and it's very, very out of 100 people. So no matter, it feels like nobody is observing us, but somewhere somebody will be watching us and will be benefited. We will get benefit from being the best of what we are. So non-linear learning resource, coming back to this topic. An example, he is a person in AI, known for AI. Anybody knows who is he? By chance, if anybody, what's his name? He is Professor Yuval Noah Harari. You can search it from YouTube, from the internet, anywhere you will get to know about him. He is a professor of philosophy, but he has written a book on AI. This talks volumes about non-linear learning. I'm not limiting myself to something. I go in unlimited ways, connect everything with everything, and be the greatest teacher ever. So he is a philosopher. He is a professor in one of the universities in USA, in the USA. So he has written a book on AI. Although he is not a developer, he is not an AI technology expert. The way he has written his book is he has connected technology, humanity, economy, and philosophy. Even the developers of AI adore him. It might look like how this philosopher who knows nothing of coding is able to talk so much about AI. He can do that because he kept expanding his knowledge in different dimensions, not just his own subject. So they say in universe everything is connected. It's only for commercial reasons they are segregated, or for time constraints it is segregated. This college is only for arts, this college is only for maths, this is for science. That's for all commercial reason. But trust me, when you sit there as a monk, as a person, as a spiritually evolved person, you know everything is connected. You can connect every subject to everything. There is a link. Right. So this is a person who has proved it. He has written the best-selling book, which is world famous book written by a philosopher on AI. His first book is Sapiens, a brief history of humankind. He has beautifully brought out how humans act differently, how humans are different from other animals, and what is their superpower, all that. I'll share these books on the WhatsApp group. I just want you to read them because your personality will change, your aura as a teacher will change. The way your peers, the way the students will respect, the way you see yourself will also change. That has to change first. It's not external validation always. It's the first thing is we should be happy with our own selves. That comes when we are learning, when we are growing, when we are expanding. So Sapiens is his first book, and recently he has launched this book, which I think in January this year, or I don't know, maybe sometime in October. Yeah, he launched it in 2024. So you all know Harari's Nexus. He talks about information networks from Stone Age to AI. Very beautiful book. I insist I have soft copies of both. Read them during your weekends, whenever you are traveling. Your teaching will change. The teachers will start adoring you, will start worshipping you. when you know a lot more than what is there in one book, one place, one subject. So this is one example of nonlinear learning and a professor who has done wonders by traveling through different dimensions of or different domains. Okay, all I want to say is keep learning, reading from different domains. Don't say ये क्यों चाहिए मुझे. Don't say that. Keep your mind open and try to connect the dots, and your classrooms will be interesting. Don't put a barricade there कि ये मेरा सब्जेक्ट नहीं है तो मुझे ये इस पे ओपन नहीं रहना है, ये मुझे पता है तो आई एम नॉट ओपन. So just be open-minded and keep exploring different domains and try to connect them and give examples in your classroom. So just some few excerpts from the book so that it gives you some interest to read them. He says from Sapiens, a quote, from his book, you could never convince a monkey to give you a banana by promising him limitless bananas after death in monkey heaven. This is meaning, he says, humans are different from animals because humans can continue to build themselves, group themselves based on some belief. They can do that. That's the difference he is trying to show them. Whereas others, they have ability to connect and try to build on that. This is what he means to say. But animals, to the point, they can do only what is visible right away. They cannot think future, or they cannot understand promise, they cannot regret, they cannot see the past. So this is how humans are different. And then in Nexus, you can see a lot of nice excerpts I have written here. Humans are the biochemical algorithms. What is happening, what algorithm the creator, God, what we call, has made inside us. The same, people are trying to mimic them and make AI algorithms to replace humans. Biochemical algorithms. And he also said the last mile in the conquest of planet Earth is not outer space, but inner space. People should be sane. People should live like what humans are meant for. The inner space is the last conquest. People are running everywhere, but they're forgetting their inner space. In the rat race of becoming something, someone, being to please somebody, the ability to create and believe fiction has made Homo sapiens the master of the planet. In the 21st century, fiction might become the master of Homo sapiens. He says fiction or a story is important for humans to connect with one another. We have this historical events where Jews were killed massively by the instruction of Hitler. Was Hitler able to do it alone? Could he kill alone? No. He built a theory around why they have to be killed. He gave instructions. He made thousands of lakhs of soldiers to believe in what he believed and then executed it. So fiction, a story which may not be true, has tremendous power. Now, how is it connected with AI? So it only says, just a minute. This warns about the potential danger of misinformation in the world of AI. When humans have this tendency of believing in stories, and in this, if AI has the ability to convince or fool anybody on any story, reality and digitally, whatever is constructed, all those narratives can be changed. There were so many things in between, deep fake videos. Narayan Murthy said about some investment plan, and many people invested. It was not even Narayan Murthy, it was his face and some other voice. So we see we have to be really careful in understanding the stories in the in the age of AI. We cannot be as innocent as we used to be earlier. Anything that comes on digital platform, we should be really careful. So these are the lessons that you can give to your higher grade students. They will enjoy, they will become your friends. They will sit discussing today, tomorrow and technology. And you are not seen as a mere computer teacher with some book and computers. You will be looked far more superior than any other teacher in the school, for that matter, if you give such insights. Yeah. So this is something too deep. I wouldn't want to get into it. This is called Gartner hype cycle, which talks where AI is going every year. I am just scared to explain this. It shouldn't go too complex on you. I'm just ignoring this. If you still want it, you can let me know in the chat window. I'll try to explain in the end of the session if you want this Gartner hype cycle to be explained, but I chose for some reason not to go deep into it. Yeah, so the linear and non-linear learning we are discussing here, how we should expand our horizon of learning. And LinkedIn is another platform where I insist you to have your accounts as teachers. Do not underestimate yourself. When you're doing your job with utmost love and passion, don't let anybody weigh you down saying you are just a teacher. This happened with me in my family. I was compared with all the people who were working for corporates एंड जो जहाँ ये तो टीचर है, ये उसका सिर्फ क्लास रहता है, इसको कुछ स्टूडेंट्स रहते हैं, बस इसका कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं है. सो आई लेट देम से दैट, but it doesn't bother me as long as I'm enjoying, I'm having blast with my students, I'm just enjoying my life as a teacher. I sleep peacefully. Nothing matters to me. No matter it's there, the poverty of other people's mindset that they see me like this, but it's not like, it doesn't go nothing. I see the corporate people uh, as jailed into some sophisticated jails. They are jailed in a sophisticated cubicle under the AC, sitting from morning till late night, waiting for that handsome. They are just captives, is what I call. That is not there in teaching. So it's all perception. Money cannot dictate. Money is not going to dictate your worth, because there is some standard, there is some societal norms through which we derive salary, but that does not alone dictate what we are capable of, or as humans what we are capable of. So we can do a lot more with our life. The only thing is we have to keep stretching with non-linear patterns of learning, doing things, connecting with people, and be the best in whatever we are. So that will be very rewarding experience of our life. Not a single day we will regret. So LinkedIn is a place where I really suggest all of you to have your accounts. Do not underestimate yourself that you are a teacher in a school, your school is not known. Don't think all of these. Just be there. There are a lot of people who are doing nothing but making a lot of noise on LinkedIn. So just be there. You're doing wonderful job. Every day students come to you. They dress up, come to you to learn something. That means you are a form of God, because they come anticipating to learn something from you. You're doing a great service to the nation, to the lives of the students, and you are actually contributing to the life. So be confident to have accounts in LinkedIn. Observe what is happening. Connect with different people on LinkedIn. See different schools, what they are doing. Derive inspiration. Do not fall into competition, but derive inspiration. What this school is doing. There are a lot of schools who keep posting. They are very active on LinkedIn, you will know. And slowly start sharing your school activities, whatever you do in the classroom, whatever activities you plan, keep posting them. You never know, you will be the most famous teacher because of your teaching skills. So this is all self-motivated. You need to pick them up. Nobody will say, do this. We'll have to start doing them. So have LinkedIn accounts. It's a professional network. Facebook and Instagram, okay, those are for all personal things. There you can enjoy your personal life posts. But here on LinkedIn, it will give you a sense of accomplishment. There is LinkedIn Learning. There are a lot of certificates that are generated from LinkedIn. Once you clear those tests, small test, you can learn, you can get a badge. Once you get a badge, any schools, any other schools who are looking for an expert in that, your profile will go to them. You will be sent an invitation to join them. So I remember when I was in engineering college, one of the scientist kind of professors, he was taking us a class. Somebody announced, placement officer enters the class and says, सर क्लास थोड़ा एक 10 मिनट जल्दी छोड़ दीजिए क्योंकि इसके बाद इनको रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग का वर्कशॉप है, तो इनको थोड़ा जल्दी छोड़ दीजिए। ही वॉज नॉट हैप्पी, ही सेड ओके दिस इज द नॉर्म, बताए तो छोड़ दूंगा। बट देन ही सेड मुझे लगता है कि आपको कभी रेज्यूमे इंटरव्यू वगैरह देने की ज़रूरत ना पड़े, क्योंकि आप खुद को इतना डेवलप करो कि आपको इनविटेशंस आए सिर्फ कि आप आ जाओ हमारे यहाँ। खुद को इतना यू स्टार्ट टीचिंग और लर्निंग अपस्किलिंग, बी द बेस्ट इन योरसेल्फ दैट यू ओनली गेट इनविटेशंस। यू नीड नॉट हैव टू वेट इन द क्यू, गिव इंटरव्यू। इट इज़ पॉसिबल, इट इज़ पॉसिबल। मेरे साथ ये हुआ है कि मैं जब एक कॉलेज में थी जो इतना फेमस नहीं था पहले, तो मुझे शिफ्ट करना था दूसरे कॉलेज में जिसकी कॉलेज का वैल्यू ज़्यादा है मेरे से, तो ऐसे कॉलेज में जाके सिखाना था। तो देन आई स्टूड देयर, आई हैड अ बेबी ऑफ 3 months old, but then I wanted to go and give interview, it was called for। घर में सब बता रहे थे कि 3 महीने के बच्चे को छोड़ के जाके इंटरव्यू अटेंड कर रही है, उसको सीरियसनेस नहीं है, शी इज़ नॉट ए गुड मदर, ये वो पता नहीं क्या क्या बोल रहे थे। बट आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू ज्वाइन दैट कॉलेज बिकॉज दैट वॉज एस्टैब्लिश्ड कॉलेज। I wanted to go there. So morning 8 o'clock I went there. I saw there are 6 positions, but there are 300 people coming from entire district standing there in queue from morning 7:30। ना खाने के लिए कुछ, मुझे लगा कुछ हो जाएगा इंटरव्यू आधे दिन में, तो नो फूड नथिंग। आई स्टूड देयर फॉर लॉन्ग आवर्स वेटिंग, टेकिंग माय रेज्यूमे, ये वो। और मेरी बारी आई 6:30 बजे शाम को। थक चुके थे सब लोग, उन्होंने बताया यू आर ए न्यू मदर, अब क्या करोगे, अभी तो ये तो सब चेंज हो गया है, इतने सारे वो आई डोंट नो, दे सेड योर डिग्रीज आर ऑल्सो नॉट वेल अलाइंड, यू कम फ्रॉम दिस डिपार्टमेंट, आई कम फ्रॉम बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग विच इज़ मेडिकल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, बट वी आर लुकिंग फॉर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, प्रॉपर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। ये सुनने के लिए मुझे सुबह 6 बजे 6:30 बजे से पिछले दिन मैंने इंटरव्यू के लिए इतना तैयारी किया। All this, it was broken. It was in the year 2017. But trust me, in the year 2022, I went as a chief guest to the same established college, and I keep visiting there on invitations for various special guest lectures today. ये सब कैसे हुआ? I built on myself. I kept learning. अभी भी हंसी आती है जब भी मैं वो कॉरिडोर देखती हूँ, तो यहाँ पे खड़ी थी मैं सुबह से रात तक, being called a bad new mother and useless career, who does not have a great future in career. I was nothing, I was nobody. I remember this evidently. Then the professor said, go on invitations, अपने प्रोफाइल को इतना अच्छे से बढ़ाओ कि आपको इनविटेशंस मिले, ना कि इंटरव्यू देना पड़े। So this is something which I derive. I truly tell you, you try this. Keep building on yourself. You may be having kids, you may be having problem, you may be working with any odds, but keep building yourself every day. It will take you somewhere, someday, which you never anticipated. जादू जैसे लगने लगा अपना लाइफ पूरा।
ಹೋಗಮ್ಮ ಹೋಗಬಲ್ಲ ನಾಕ ಪೇಪರ್ ತಿನ್ನೆ ಕುಸ ಇಡ್ತಾನ ನಿನ್ ಬಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಮ್ಮ.
Yeah, Miss Shailaja, can you please unmute yourself? Mute yourself. Yeah, I know this is the time where teachers have to be mothers completely. I understand. Yeah, all right. So these are few people I have just given. These are the people who kept building themselves. Elon Musk is seen as the face of AI revolution now. He's seen as a god of this generation. But you think if he did only AI, he would do something? No, he had to learn business. He had to learn transactions. Even to connect with the political leaders, he need to play all the political games. So one should be open to understand many things in many dimensions. Only then they can go far. So the whole lesson here was to keep yourself open and learn from different domains. Learn every day through any channel. Through LinkedIn, if you have your profile, subscribe for the channels that you like on AI, on computers, on philosophy, on economy. You'll keep seeing others post. Your knowledge is also growing. Because it happens that I want to upskill, but मेरे influences की मेरे में with the kind of people I spend time, they are not on par with me. I am not in a good environment. अगर मैं बैंगलोर में रहती तो शायद ऐसे नहीं रहती, अगर मैं दिल्ली में रहती तो ऐसे नहीं रहती. This is all I don't accept, because you can be anywhere, but if you choose your influences, if you choose what you read, what kind of movies you watch, what kind of information you let uh, pass inside you, how you build yourself has nothing to do with the place that you are living. You can bloom anywhere, in any place, any small village, anything. So place will not decide. It's the influence, it's whom you let inspire, it's the places that you get inspiration from, it's the kind of content you choose to upskill from, and how you design your routine is all about how far and how you can grow. So another philosopher, Jiddu Krishnamurti, he is no more. He had stated long back, computers will do everything. Now the big question is, what will you do? This was his question, meaning go into inner space, be more spiritually evolved person, and try to maintain some calm. Don't cry, crib, don't run the rat race, understand yourself and have a peaceful life. This aura itself is enough to, for the teachers, I believe the students to be attracted towards you. You should transform, or we should transform as a personality to attract a lot of attention and expectations from the students. All right, we'll take a quick break of 5 minutes. We will get on to grade 1. This was all extra thing that we discussed about as teachers and as teachers' life, whatever I could empathize. So we learned, just to summarize, we learned the theme of this book initially, how this book is built, how thoughtfully, and why we have given what we have given in the book. I told the concept behind that. And then we spoke about the different revolutions. We are into AI revolution. Now, computer teachers doesn't just mean you have to know computers. You should definitely know AI, because computers, internet, AI are all synonymous now. They are not different things. So we need to upskill. And we spoke about two learning paths, linear and non-linear learning paths. Both have their own advantages, but when you choose the non-linear path, you are seen as a special person. If you aspire to be a special person in your place, please choose non-linear path as well, along with linear path. So how do we choose to upskill ourselves in linear path? By being open, by being or connecting with people outside of different domain, by attending conference, by learning more from YouTube or such workshops, connecting with experts, people, and talking to every age group, deriving ideas, reading books. So, and being active on social media where there are sensible posts, not the personal post. Who is having what kind of vacation, wearing what kind of dress will not help us attain sanity in our life. We just need to be on LinkedIn, where it's a nice social media platform to for our career side, where we'll have multiple dimensions. So have a LinkedIn account, be there, learn there, grow through that. You might attract invitations from different places for being good in your field through LinkedIn. Yeah, that we discussed, and how to have a non-linear path, how far you can go, and some stories from my own experience I stated to just motivate you to be good teachers. No matter what the word is saying, know that you are valuable contributors to the nation, because you're dealing with youth, and India's strength is youth, and you are shaping their lives. That truly means a lot. So just be assured that teaching is a great profession, and teachers are equivalent to the God or the soldiers itself, saving the country. Right. So we'll take a quick break of 5 minutes. Then we'll come back and discuss grade 1 and grade 2. All these things I won't be able to cover in the later grades, because there in the next session onwards, we have a lot of things to cover technically. So I finished these things in the first session. So break of 5 minutes. Now it's 7:30. I'll be back at 7:35. Okay, welcome back, all of you. We'll quickly take a tour of these topics. Introduction to machines, all about computers. These are the first 2 chapters of first standard book. And more about computers, smartphones or pocket computers happens to be the first 2 chapters of second grade book. So there is an activity here. Before that, I would like to walk through these topics. I know many of you already are aware of these concepts. I'm just running through them quickly. So the first standard, first book, first chapter. So introduction to machines. We are directly not going to talk about computers here because we are slowly developing a thought process for the students to think in terms of machines. Because we it looks like इसमें क्या ही है कि machines के बारे में बोल रहे हो, इतना भी बच्चे तो होशियार रहते ही है. So it's not like that. The thing is here, you are working on the root of their thought process. These basics are really important. When you teach in terms of these concepts, their thought pattern will be very right as they keep absorbing the things further. So have you ever wondered who made trees? It's making them think. Okay. And machines are made by humans. Not all machines are helped to serve. They should be aware what machines are really helpful. So in that context, ethics and objectivity wise, it will help build their thought process in the long run, which you may miss on to understand because they will use this when they are out of your reach. So, but it's still very important. We make them differentiate between man-made things, natural things. And this is very clear here. Activity is making a list of natural and man-made things they can write down here. Because these are first standard kids, they won't be able to frame large words. So whatever they can make up, they can finish it, they can write it here. And here they have to circle man-made things in blue or green because that grade kids, they learn with colors quickly. And here blue is a color used for technology. So that's why we have mentioned blue color. And green is used to indicate environment, nature. So that's why we have chosen blue and green colors only, not any yellow, red or anything. Yeah. So introduction to machines. So with small machines that they see with them right away, we tell them. See here, we have not given any big machines directly because students, the thought process here is anybody who starts to think in innovative lines, they should not go out of the space and think first. They should start seeing things around them. Okay. So laws of motion was discovered because an apple fell. He didn't simply think outer space. No, you have to think around you what are the things and what they're doing, who made them. So innovation starts from being observant about the things that they are in the immediate vicinity. So that concept, a sharpener, pair of scissors. I see my son was very curious of scissors because it cuts something. He sees me cut that milk packet every day. He wanted to do that. So all these small things which kids are interested, and fridge because they have their favorite ice creams, things. So with these, we show them that they are man-made and it's done by someone, giving a lens of observation on the clothes, on the things that they observe in their vicinity. Washing machine, fans, and then stick pictures, write names of any 2 machines that they see around. It's very activities are very simple and straight. And now we introduce the computer as a machine and its uses. So what do they do? We explain them. What they usually do at that age are given here. So this will help you bond with students because computer is their field of interest and you talk their language. There is a bonding developed between teachers and students. And in the end, there is a caselet, importance of machines. Here, a story about a boy called Raju. It's a fictional story which takes in that his father will be an agriculturist who will be working really hard in the field manually. And Raju's teacher tells that machines help, so a tractor can help him better. And then he picks up that information from his teacher, comes to his father, and the story looks like what is there in this, but it's a thought process, meaning student is learning something valuable from his teacher and trying to help his parents. So that is the concept here. So here, as they grow up, as they learn higher things in technology, their mindset will be developed that whatever I learn in school, I should be go and able to help my parents or the society. So that thought process. Yeah, some interesting facts which are verified and given. If you recheck, cross-verify, they are all true. Points to remember, workstation. Those are very simple. Anybody can do these. I mean, teachers, students should be made to do. Say here, you can also think out of box and get something more done as well. There is no hard and fast rule that these have to be done like this only. Say, for example, look at the pictures, write N for natural things, M for man-made things. This is what we have given. If you want to think creative and re-emphasize more on these, what you can do is you can cross mark which are not natural things, something more to exercise their brain, although it is not given. So when they cross mark it, they know better. So find the hidden names because here they'll be learning spellings. It will be an activity or work exercise to help them. So here again, color the circles that show uses of computer. Sweeping the floor, it is not. So here they color only which are the uses of computer, which are not, let them cross mark it so that they know. They can learn in different ways. So all about computers. Here again, the thought process is built over human body. Each part has got its own role to play and how everything in synchronization, they are able to do so much. And then we introduce the parts of computers. There is a thought process being built around this as well. Keyboard, mouse. These days, students, kids, they are digitally very active, but most of them will not have seen a desktop. This is what surprising observation. Even my son, he is used to laptop. He is in 4th standard now, 9 years old boy. So he knows to operate laptop very well. He knows a lot more features to be changed more than I know. But once he came to my office, I had to take him there. He went to work on the desktop. He didn't know where the switch on button is. He says, "No, Mom, this is not working. It's not working." Then I showed the power button is on the CPU. Then he was shocked. He was in fact embarrassed, meaning he sees himself as a tech geek, but he had not seen desktop, where to on it. He was just searching all on the monitor where to, because on laptop it's just the keyboard and monitor to look. There he was unable to figure out what to on, what not to. So this might happen. Even the kids are from affluent modern families. So it's important that you show them the parts in the first standard only, saying that these are different things. This is where you on it and everything. And here we have seen, this is what a mistake which we found in our textbooks. CPU is a computer which is not visible. Most of them call this monitor as a computer, that is secondary, but CPU cabinet is different and CPU itself is different. So if possible, try to open this and show them that this is a cabinet to hold so many things together. Okay, and the actual CPU is a chip, an IC like this on the motherboard. You have to show it to the kids. So this makes the entire thing work. And this box itself is not CPU. It's a CPU cabinet to hold a lot of things in one place along with cooling fan. Yeah. So other parts of computer, speakers, printer, how we can connect externally and get everything done. Here they identify and name the parts of the computer. Spelling, word activity is also accomplished here. Types of computers. Again, it's very important. Most modern day students have seen laptops, but they have not seen desktops if they don't visit their parents' offices or any other places. So tablet is again, not many have it, but they would know. So find and cut pictures of different types of computers from newspapers and magazines, stick them below. There is a story about how these computers were and how scientists worked, how it has changed now. And now it is so small that our phones are also nothing but forms of computer. Smartphones are a small pocket computers. Some interesting facts here, points to remember. Workstation, match the following. Some puzzles. Hints are provided. Yeah. So computer care and safety, we will take up in the next place. We'll move to second grade now. It starts with knowing more about computers, places they are used, and for what they are used. Again, it's important that we teach them the difference between hardware and software, because I'll show you some examples tomorrow. I'll ask you questions. You will only be confused to place them as software or hardware. That is the scenario. So it's very important. First thing is the chapter 1 of grade 2. The book talks about places the computer is used. Those are very obvious: hospital, home, bank. And then a slightly challenging activity where they will have to mention few other places where they have seen other than those mentioned in the book. What is computer made of? There are two elements, hardware and software. All that can be touched and feel physically, they are hardware parts. All that they only do something, but you cannot have, it does not have a three-dimension feel. You cannot touch them. Those are softwares. So these are all hardware components, and something like MS Paint, Notepad, these you can see something happening, but you can't actually touch and feel them. So they are all examples, softwares. Of examples are softwares. Mobile apps, web apps, they are all software. The students need to understand this differentiation. It plays a very, very big role going ahead. So identify the pictures and write H and S, which is hardware, which is software. And input and output devices, clearly they should know to differentiate. Input is what comes through us and put on to the computer. Output is something which gets out of the computer and serves us. So output, input devices, their role, write I and write O for each. And concept of input process output, which is extremely important. What they do is when we do something, interact something with a computer through our input devices, actually the instructions, whatever we give through our activities on the internet, it first on the computer, it first gets onto the attention of CPU. It should grab the attention of CPU because it's the brain of that computer, and then it will process, understand what you're asking it to do, then it will execute that. So this process is very important. Even in coding, when they are learning to code, when they write a line of code, it should go to the CPU first. CPU will understand what language you're writing, what you're writing, and then on the monitor, the output of the code will be displayed, whether it is right, wrong, whatever. Yeah, Mr. Dilip has raised hand. Do you have a question? Please unmute and ask. If you raised it by accident, then I'll continue. All right. Looks like it's by accident. Okay. Concept of input process output, it's very important because they should know whatever instructions we do give to the computer, whether to play music, to create a document, or to write a piece of code, whatever reasons, gaming, it has to first connect the CPU. Even to connect with internet, we need CPU's attention. Although after that, you get onto the cloud and connect with some other PC on the internet and work, play games. But to connect with the internet, you need the permission of your CPU. So everything has to go through the root of CPU. Nothing can surpass the root of CPU. That is what you have to indicate through this concept of input, process, and output. So here it's a little challenging activity using calculator for that age group. So they type the numbers on the calculator, not computer exactly, on the calculator. They might do it at their home, or if you have a calculator in the classroom, you can get it and show it from the office. Typing these numbers is an input, adding them is a process, and the result that they get on the screen is the output. Now what? It could be calculator is an input device or an output device. It could be both because it does everything there. Yeah. That is the question here. And then a small story, a girl named Tina. You can just read it and make the class interesting because ultimately through the story, they remember what they learned in the chapter. So an interesting thing, we have learned all the kids today are fascinated about smartphones, but unfortunately those are not talked about in the schools. That's how they get very curious and explore it on their own in the way they want it without any proper guidance at home. So it's important that they connect with teachers. Most students take it seriously when their teachers tell something. So it's important for us to introduce smartphones in the school. So pocket computers. So this is again a bonding activity. Students will shout and scream out their answers because teacher is talking their favorite topic, that is smartphones. Can you think of any other thing you do on a smartphone? We tried this out in summer camps just to test how it goes. The students go crazy in answering what they do, and class literally doesn't stop. They keep screaming their answers. That's a bonding activity, I call, because kids are interested in the topic. A small conversation kind of thing which you can narrate and have it. Smartphone and computer, how they are different. And the next thing we observed is in the name of smartphone, what are that age group of kids introduced to? That is YouTube, to watch their cartoons, watch their whatever shows they have subscribed to. So again, they will be very happy to see their favorite cartoons, listen to rhymes, educational videos. YouTube is really a fun app. That is a software, you can tell them. YouTube is also a software. And some apps we have given. Gaming, shopping. So this will simply tell them that computer classes are contemporary. Those are relevant for this age, and teacher is not there to keep them away from what is contemporary, but teacher is mingling with the students, talking about their favorite thing. So Google Maps, caselets. Here to make it holistic, in the end we have shown about a caselet about how to reduce screen time and benefits of playing outdoor games. So we have taken an example of Mumbai like city where Ravi, he loved playing games on the phone. He went to the park, he saw children playing, his parents asked them and something, and he played out in the park physically. He felt the fresh air. He felt really happy from within when he got out of that phone game from the phone. So outdoor plays keeps one healthy, and it's great way to, this is the message that we are giving in the end. So, wants to remember workstation, and that's it. This is the third chapter. So that's all about the first two chapters of each book, grade 1 and grade 2. There is nothing much, as I said. So I have some activities which I'll put it to tomorrow. I have scheduled tomorrow we shall have those activities. So now I would let this meeting open for any of you to ask questions if you have any. On anything it could be. Please feel free to ask it here. I may not be able to reply through WhatsApp messages because we'll be with too many things, training programs, and we are also occupied in recording videos for each chapter. It's a big process, animation, voiceover, scripting. So in that hustle, I may not be able to attend everybody. So please feel free to open up, ask your questions, put it in the chat window if you're unable to unmute. Let me know if there are any questions, and tomorrow we will meet at the same time, 6 o'clock, with next set of topics and few activities which we couldn't cover here. We will cover it tomorrow in the beginning. Those are small activities. So any questions? Yes, Miss Kirti, please go ahead and ask if you have any. All right, then have a nice time with your family or leisure. Single ones can have a leisure time. Family people can attend your family. Have a good sleep. Know that teacher's job is the greatest job, no matter who validates or who doesn't. Enjoy your profession. Okay. She's asking a question. Kirti, अकेली एक ही teacher can teach 1 to 8 standard. Yes, you can. You can go beyond 8th grade also. You can teach anything. Just attend these training sessions. You will be able to do wonders. I promise. It's just enough. Only thing is, how much of energy do you have? That is a question which I cannot guarantee. But नॉलेज वाइज अपने एबिलिटी के हिसाब से आप सिखा सकते हो, 8th ग्रेड को नहीं, ये सारे आप वर्कशॉप्स अटेंड कर लो, आप कॉलेज में भी जाके पढ़ा सकते हो. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, hope the class was fruitful to you. It was worth spending 2 hours with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Shweta. Yeah. Have a peaceful sleep. Get